Okay, good afternoon, everybody. It's 5:30, so we will get started. Um, this open session will start at 5:30, and this meeting is being conducted as well by the teleconference at the following location. Um, it's with Mr. Ocampo, and he's out in Drive, Bronzeville, Texas. 4905 Alexa Drive, Brownsville, Texas. Can you hear us, Mr. Ocampo? You're in mute.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
We can hear you
perfect.
too.
So we'll get started, 5:30 p.m., January 29th, 2025. Can we do a roll call, Mr. Koenig, please?
Board President Garcia, Board Vice President Ocampo,
Present.
Board Clerk Perez, Trustee Gilpus Barrera, Trustee Jimenez.
Here.
Trustee or Board President Garcia is absent.
Thank you. And we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance that will be led by Jesse G. Sanchez Elementary School, fourth grade students, Siana Chilson and Julieta Martinez.
Good evening. Please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart and repeat after us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now sit down. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Great job. We'll move to 1D, spotlights. This is an opportunity to feature up to 3 minutes presentation, the positive things that are taking place throughout the district. Any spotlights?
I'm not aware of any spotlights.
Okay. So we'll move to 1E to adopt the agenda. Can I get a
I make a
motion?
motion.
Mr. Jimenez?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gilpaz. Mr. Koenig, can you do a line vote?
Board Vice President Ocampo, Board Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Board Clerk Perez,
Yes.
Trustee Gilpus Barrera, Trustee Jimenez.
Yes.
So we have 4-0 with Ms. Garcia out. Any comments, questions? No? Okay, we'll move to 2A, division presentation. Deputy Superintendent Monica Anzo, school year 2023-2024 state dashboard and first trimester student achievement update.
Good afternoon, Clerk Bettis, board members, Superintendent Koenig. Cabinet and community. I'm Monica Ansom, Deputy Superintendent, and today I will be presenting the student progress for, let's see, for this school year so far. Let me start over here. Got it, yes, thank you. All right, so the content of our presentation is two parts. I have 15 minutes, so I will be as thorough and as possibly get through this presentation, and we'll entertain some questions at the end. I'm presenting the California dashboard for 2024, which was released on November 21st, 2024, and then our student progress with our district benchmarks. So just a quick review for the dashboard. It is the tool that the state uses for their accountability. We use the dashboard as our report card for our LCAP. This helps us make informed decisions. This data actually helps our parents, our educators when we're having the input decisions for LCAP to give more information as they have informed data. And it is also used to identify any district that is in differentiated assistance. There's criteria that needs to be met. We have not met that criteria, so that's a good thing. And so we are not in differentiated assistance. One of the things I will be pointing out as I go through the presentation is last year, the state required us to have specific actions for red indicators on the dashboard. So that's important for all of us to know. In your packets, in addition to the presentation that I'm giving, you also have a district-wide packet for all the schools and how they did on the dashboard. You'll see 23 and 24 on a table, and we can quickly go over it if we have some time on just how to read it. Okay. Two additions to the dashboard this year is a content area, science. The science test has been added. Our fifth graders that's the only grade that takes the science test. You'll see at the end of the dashboard presentation a baseline data. It will be gray because it's only presenting baseline and doesn't have a color, so that doesn't show the growth. We will see color next year. And then we have a new student group that was added, and that's our long-term English learner. So the next slide here, you can see a screenshot of what the dashboard looks like. If you were to go to the California dashboard, which is a website, you would see Alisal 2024. You can see the 5 areas. Our chronic absenteeism is in yellow. Suspension rate is green. Our English learner progress is in red. Our English learner language arts is in yellow. And then our math is in yellow. When we compare it to last year, we have some growth. Our chronic absenteeism stayed in yellow. Suspension went from orange to green, which is it's a lot of growth there. Our English learner progress, last year we were in green. We went to yellow, but we saw those results early on when we saw the LPAC scores, but we had declined about 10%. And then our language arts, though, went from orange to yellow. And then our math is also in yellows. There was minimal growth there. All right, the next slide just compares our neighboring school district on the growth. So sometimes we're curious on how our neighbors are doing. So you can see Salinas City, which is the other large elementary school district in the city. So you can see we're pretty much, there's some areas in which we grew a little bit more. For example, suspensions, we're in green, they're in yellow. Their LP, or their English learner progress, is in yellow. We are in red. But our language arts and math are in yellow, and they're in orange. So it's just an idea of how our neighboring school districts are doing as well in their progress. So this is the area in which I wanted to point out the red indicators, because these are some of the actions that we'll have to include in our LCAP. You see a lot of the yellow, which is good. We see a lot of green, some blues. But the reds are what indicates some of the actions as we're writing the LCAP that we might have to make some changes. For example, we have our homeless youth and our long-term English learners. They're in red in our ELA. Our English learners are red in ELA and math. And then, so sorry, that was the long-term English learners. Then there's a red for the LP. And then we have 2 or more races. We have red in suspension. So those are some areas that we will have to put in intentional action in our LCAP. Here is just a different way to display the same data. Now it's in comparison. So you'll see the bar graph with the line. That was for 2023. and we'll see the solid bar graph that's for 2024. So if you look at them, we compare them, this is what we want to see. The chronic absenteeism is decreasing. So that means our students are more engaged, they're attending school more often. This is for suspension, and suspension same. The stripe is 2023, the solid bar graph is 2024. We also want to see a decline. That means our school climate is more positive, right? We have to look at 2 or more races because that went from orange last year to red. So that is an area we're working on. So the next one is a little bit more technical, so I'm going to try and speed through this real quick. You see the bars again. There's a color, that's the color on the dashboard, but then you see a number. So in ELA and in math, we have 4 levels in our SBAC. So this is looking at our SBAC. Those 4 levels are on a range, they're on a scale score. So the first level is standards not met, second level is standards nearly met, and then level 3 is standards met, and level 4 is exceeded standards. The goal for our students are to be at standards met. That's how we're showing the progress. So the closer we get to standard is the more progress we're showing. So the number you see on there, that's the closer we're getting to. It's the negative number you see, just means we're getting closer to that standard. And I will display it on the other, the next slide. You'll see where that 0 is. That's where we want to meet that standard. So here, the 2 groups that we really need to work with are our homeless youth and our long-term English learners, because they're farther away. That means minimal growth. We want to make sure that they're growing. As you can see, our students with disabilities, last year that was the red indicator. It's orange, so we're showing some progress there. And this next slide again, it shows the comparison. The one with the bars, or the stripes, that is 2023, and then with the solids, that's 2024. So you can see how I pointed out students with disabilities. We had a red indicator last year. This year we had some growth, so it's orange. You see the very top of the graph, it's a 0. That's where we're getting closer to the standard. So you see that we have our Filipino student group was there last year. They dropped a little bit. So again, now digging deeper into the data. This next one is the same layout for math. You see the distance for 3, you see the student groups, and then you see the red indicator where we'll have to create an action for, and that's our long-term English learners in math. But again, you'll see the progress as we go on to the next slide. You see the gap, even though it doesn't look like we want the growth to be automatic, there is still growth in every student group in math. What we have to, again, look at are our long-term English learners. And this is science. So science, you'll see the same thing. There's no color to this, but you'll see the distance from standard. So next year, what we want to do is when we decrease that distance from standard, means we're making progress. That'll be the cut base. That's how they'll compare and give us a color on the dashboard. Okay. So any questions with the dashboard as I'm going through? So I'm going to go into district benchmark data on our next slide. And just remember that this here is every school is there. On the second page, just really quick, if you can look at Barton Elementary. Barton Elementary last year was a CSI school. You can see all the red in 2023, and then you see the progress in 2024. So this is why Barton is no longer a CSI school. We're still working hard. We still have the actions we had to put in there in our LCAP last year. We'll still continue for that cycle, the 3-year cycle of our LCAP, but it's just an example on how we can see the growth with that school. Okay. So one of the things that we did last year for our LCAP action was to change our assessment tool. It was important that we had different information so that we actually knew how to target the students and where the students were not learning, making sure that we had more information than just a number. So we changed our tool to iReady. And you can see that action in our LCAP. if you were to go back and look at it. So this is aligned to one of our red indicators that we had last year. So our iReady is a new tool. We're changing, people are still learning it. We're changing the school culture, meaning how the adults behave with the action, how we are looking at it, not just looking at data, but going from that assessment to instruction is key. And so this change is hard. It's hard sometimes. Change is hard, but we are getting there. We actually have taken two diagnostics. The very first bar you see with the 8%, that's the most recent diagnostic, which in reading, which was completed at in December. The first diagnostic was at the beginning of the school year, late August, early September. So you can see the growth. If we read across the bar here, the green with the stripe, that's mid or above grade level. So you can see we went from the 4% to 8%. And then it gives you a number. It gives you 382 students are at mid or above grade level, which is that green stripe section. And it'll show you that when we first took this assessment, that was 188 students. So we went from 188 students to 382 students. The next one is early on grade level. So remember, the student needs to complete all standards. So it'll be, what we want to do is see that green towards the end of the school year. So here, this is where we're showing the progress, right? So we have 624 students right now at early on grade level. And then we have one grade level below. We have 1,634 students. And then the two grade levels below, 1,094. And then three or more grade levels, 1,136. So this is our principals, our assistant principals, our directors, all the administrators that have access to this, including teachers, can drill down from that number to look at the teacher, the student, and then it'll include a student plan on what next steps to do. So this is a lot of information that is giving us a better tool to use. And then it breaks it down in reading. It breaks it down into the different components in reading. So you'll see the same colors. We have the same key. So we have phonics, phonological awareness, phonics, high frequency words, vocabulary, and then overall comprehension. And there are two different types of text our students are reading. They're reading literature and informational text. And then you can see how they're doing. The lighter bar, the thinner bar, that is the first diagnostic, and then compared to the most current. And then we have it the same layout for math. So for math, we still have some progress, maybe not as strong as reading, but there is still, the progress is there. We want to make sure that our students, our typical growth, that they grow, so that shows that the achievement gap is closing. So our typical growth goal was 38 to 46 at this time of the year. We want to be at 100% at the end of the school year. And right now we're where we need to be at 44. And then it also breaks it down by domain in math. So we have number and operations, algebra, algebraic thinking, measurement and data, and geometry. And you can see again how our students are doing. So overall, there has been growth in both reading and math. So then again, the tool comes with a lot of different tools for our teachers to look at the reports. It has lessons, it has tools for instruction, and then it has a MyPath for students. So the students can actually practice the standards so that they can get better at that standard. So that is an additional to what the teacher is teaching in the classroom. This is our Spanish. We're using a different tool this year for just reading. The iReady Spanish component was not ready yet. It'll be ready in the fall. So we're using iStation to assess our students in Spanish reading, our one-way and dual immersion. So this first graph you see, beginning of the year to mid-year, from September to October, this is the entire district. So as students are taking the test, they start in September, they had a placement, and then the second time around, it becomes adaptable, so it just gets a little harder for them. So what we're seeing is the students are maintaining their growth, and which is good because the test got harder. They did not decline. We don't want to see a decline. And then it's by grade level. The first two bar graphs are for kinder, beginning of the year, and then kinder, middle of the year. And then we have first grade is beginning of the year, and then the middle of the year. So we see a little decline there, but again, they're learning how to read. This is getting a little harder for them. And then this is second grade. The first part of the table there is second grade, beginning of the year, 25%, and then the mid-year, 29%, and then we have third grade, 25%, and then 23% for mid-year. So in addition to the California dashboard that you have there in front of you, I gave you another packet so that you can look at it, and if we have questions, you want to meet and talk about it for every school. So the same graphs that I showed you district-wide for reading and math, you have for every school. And then the last page on there is the Spanish reading for all schools across the district as well. Okay. So any questions?
Any questions, Ms. Ilpas?
Not a question, but thank you for that report. Well, I guess I am going to ask a question. A lot of good information. It's good to get a report like that. You know, and a lot of the schools, because of the leadership there, they're doing a lot better. But what would you say you would attribute the success that that the students are having this year more than last year? What's different?
So I think one are the tools that we're using. A district-wide implementation is a change that we have done in the district. We had been using STAR for a very long time. We've had other tools, but it wasn't giving us the information we needed. That's one. The other part is we have really targeted our teacher planning and making sure they understand how to look at standards. So we've been working with our teachers, with our assistant principals and principals, our instructional coaches. So how do they really teach a standard, and what content and what skill that that standard contains? And more than anything, across the district, we want to make sure that our teachers don't wait for a district benchmark, because then it's too late. That assessment is happening daily, weekly, and it doesn't have to be something big. It can just be a check-in with the student. It could be observation, but that the students are learning. So focus more on student learning.
And how are principals held accountable?
So we want to make them responsible for their school, right? We had a meeting the other day, and one of the things that we discussed is our district is broken up into 13 pieces, and each one of you is responsible for a piece of the district, and the central office and the rest of the district office is there to support them. And they are the ones with the relationship with the parents, the relationship with the students, the relationship with the teachers and their classified staff, right? We are not there day to day. So they're the best support for them. We're there to support them, but we don't want to do the job for them. And sometimes that's hard to change, right? Because they have a lot on their plate, but we're here to support them. We don't want to do the job for them, but we're here to support because we want them to grow into their leadership role.
Yeah, and not too long ago, I went to a principal's meeting and I saw that they were very engaged and listening and asking questions. So it was good to see that because of their efforts, and I'm saying that as a compliment to our
Yes.
principals, because of their efforts in many of these areas, the students are doing a lot better. So thank you, principals.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Gilpas. Any questions? No? Mr. Ocampo?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no, I just wanted to say that the iReady program sounds promising, you know. Teaching to data is I think definitely, you know, the way that we have to go. And I like the way it breaks down all the different skills that they have to, you know, acquire in reading and math, and hopefully the program will identify which skills they're not good at and teach them those skills. So it sounds very, very promising. I was curious about the homeless students, and I forget the terminology for people, students that are with us a long time and they still don't speak English. It's
Long-term English learners.
yes, and the long-term English learners. Can you talk a little bit about how we will work to improve their skill levels?
Yes, so it's identifying who the students are and where, in what school they are enrolled in, right? So a long-term English learner is a student that's been classified as an English learner for 6 years or more. So we have another tool, Elevation, that's a lot easier for us to identify the students. So we can drill down to how many students we have across the district, and then from the district to school to classroom. And once we identify the students, is how are they doing and where are they in, especially their LPAC. How are they progressing on their LPAC and what are we doing to support them? So that's one way, is by identifying them and making sure that they're receiving the extra targeted interventions at their site. And if there's anything at the district level that we can do, that we also implement. With our homeless students, it's also finding out where they are. And is it because they're not here, they're not coming to school? How do we support them? So that's where our social workers are stepping in and ensuring that they're, first of all, that they make it to school, and that and our principals are also doing those home visits if they are not coming to school, right? So we want to make sure that they're here in school. So that's the first step with our homeless population.
Okay, and I guess it's all tied in also to the, our efforts at, teacher collaboration and also our professional development. I guess it's all kind of wraps around, what we're doing with iReady and so forth. So thank you for that.
And so just as a next step for iReady, and I'll close off with saying that on February 11th, there'll be an after-school district-wide PD at each staff meeting. So they will be receiving more professional development and
Okay.
being able to compare both diagnostics that the students took and the growth. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Enzo. A lot of information. So we'll move on to agenda item 2B, which is a school site presentation. Principal Genaro Anaya, Jesse G. Sanchez Elementary.
Good evening, board members, superintendent, cabinet members, and community. My name is Genaro Anaya, and I am the principal of Jesse Sanchez Elementary School, and this is my third year working at Sanchez Elementary. Our school is named in honor of Jesse G. Sanchez, a dedicated local community leader and attorney, and a longtime LaSalle Union School District board member who served for 12 years, before his life was cut short by cancer. Each year, we hold an assembly to celebrate his birthday. This year's assembly will be held on February 7 at 8:30 a.m., and we warmly invite you to attend. Members of his family will be present. It's a beautiful celebration. I hope all of you can attend. It is a privilege to be here and share the great work happening at Jesse Sanchez. Here's an overview of our presentation. Our school serves students from preschool okay, through sixth grade with a total enrollment of 631 students currently as of today. We offer 12 one-way bilingual classes, 11 English language classes, and 2 structured English immersion classes. Additionally, we have 3 communication social skills, moderate to severe, special day classes, and our student population includes 79 migrant students, 10 newcomers, and 22 students receiving RSP services. Our English learner overview, as you can see, we have 72% of our students who are English learners, totaling 448 students. Okay, this slide also provides a breakdown of the number of English learners by grade level. We have 71 students classified as reclassified fluent English proficient, RFEP, and 11 students are classified as initial fluent English proficient, IFEP. This slide presents our professional learning team's vision for this school year. Okay, we are focusing on implementing a strong professional learning community system to ensure that every student receives the support needed for academic success. Our primary focus is on the 4 PLC questions, which guide our efforts in helping students master the essential grade level standards. Our PLC at work. So during PLT meetings, teachers focus on data analysis, essential standards, and the 4 PLC questions. On Super Wednesdays, they collaborate to create and analyze common formative assessments. Grade level teams were also provided with 2 additional days to develop pacing guides for both ELA and math, and they engaged in also in vertical articulation. During staff meetings, teachers have also the opportunity to engage in data analysis. This school year, our teachers also received professional development from Solution Tree to enhance our PLC process. Additionally, we will continue with learning walks and classroom visits throughout the year, further to support professional growth and collaboration. As you can see, this is our iReady data. So this slide presents the iReady data for both reading and math, comparing Diagnostic 1 with Diagnostic 2. As you can see, our students are making progress, but there's still much work to be done. Students will take the 3rd diagnostic in April, and we anticipate further progress. A notable achievement is that after analyzing the reading iReady diagnostic number 2, we identified 91 English learners, 91 English learners who met the Lexile criteria for reclassification. And so now we need them to score a 4 on the LPAC so we can complete the reclassification process. So these are the SPAC results from last academic school year. For ELA, 22.34% of our students scored meet or exceed. For math, it was 11.97% that scored met or exceeded. In regards to the LPAC, 8% of our students scored a level 4. Our goal this year is to increase those percentages by 7%, as stated on our SITSA. Our English learner reclassification data. So last academic school year, we were able to reclassify 35 students. And our goal this school year is to reclassify 70, so twice as many. As mentioned earlier, we identified 91 students, 91 English learners who met the reading Lexile criteria, and now they need a 4 on the LPAC to reclassify. So to support them, we recently started the LPAC Academy after school, so which now has more than 80 students enrolled. It's like another after-school program. It's when we go inside the cafeteria, one side, we have the LPAC Academy, and the other side, the after-school program students. And the program runs Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. This academic school year, our 1st and 6th grade teachers are leveling for the 45-minute ELD block as well. And one of our intervention teachers is actually working with all the English only and the RFIP students during the 45 minutes of ELD block as well. So that's allowing for smaller class sizes for the teacher. So for example, there might be a teacher that's working with all the ones, another teacher with all the twos, and another teacher with all the threes. And the intervention teacher is working with the RFIP and the English only students. We have made significant progress in improving our attendance. Okay, as shown, our yearly attendance increased from 93 to 96% in 23-24. And our chronic absenteeism decreased from 19 to 9.6%. This year, our goal is to reach a yearly attendance rate of 98% and decrease our chronic absenteeism even further. A key factor in this improvement has been the incentives program. So we partnered up with Rubio's Foundation, which donates 14 bicycles every trimester that we raffle off for students with perfect attendance. And we're averaging about 250 students with perfect attendance every trimester. Okay. Additionally, we also established the attendance task force, and we meet twice a month to analyze data, to follow up with parents, do home visits if we need to do home visits, and implement strategies to further improve our attendance. Please welcome Mr. Magdaleno, our assistant principal. He's doing a great job with many other duties, such as overseeing our enrichment programs.
Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here. I will be presenting the following slides. So for PBIS, our school has been implementing PBIS for a number of years now. At Sanchez, everyone works as a team to make sure our school is a safe place where respect and responsibility are always present. Students are recognized by showing these behaviors at any time, anywhere, and are rewarded with Huckbucks. Once students earn 100 Huckbucks, they receive a membership. Having a membership gives them access to monthly PBIS events as well as credit to purchase items at the PBIS store. At the end of the year, one student from every class who has earned the most memberships will get to participate in the end of the year PBIS event. Okay, so here's our wellness team. We have a considerable number of students who need counseling support at Sanchez. Our school has one of the highest rates of cost referrals. Students are able to receive individual and small group support from our counselors to support with these needs. So we have Ms. Martinez, our school counselor, who leads classroom presentations on topics such as bullying, problem solving, growth mindset, and more. Additionally, we have a Sticks and Stones counselor and an ESS counselor who provide Tier 2 and Tier 3 supports. We can also refer students with an IEP to Monterey County Behavioral Health Services for further support. Okay, so for extended learning programs, we have the extended learning programs at Sanchez, which are open to all students. These include a before school program that operates from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., serving over 40 enrolled students. Here, teachers provide a support on reading, math, and various enrichment activities. During our after-school program, we provide adequate time for homework, physical education, and a quality enrichment program that throughout the school year introduces our students to different arts, such as playing a variety of musical instruments, or learning to play a variety of musical instruments, creating digital music, digital art, dance, theater, color guard, the tech challenge, and more. Additionally, our 3rd through 6th graders have the opportunity to be part of sports such as flag football, basketball, soccer, and volleyball. Furthermore, in collaboration with the Hartnell College Foundation, we offer 6-week courses such as NASA and the STEAM Academy. These are innovative projects designed to increase participation and interest in STEAM careers. Here, students learn through fun and exciting hands-on activities. These programs happen during different trimesters on Saturdays. Parent involvement. To actively engage parents and families in student learning and support programs, we create a welcoming environment for family participation through various initiatives. We host monthly coffee clutch meetings, school site council gatherings, Student of the Month, and AR assemblies. Additionally, our parent-teacher club and other committees or other school committees organize popular events such as the Fall Festival, the Winter Program, which features student performances, and El Día del Niño Festival. These events are enjoyed by both parents and students. Additionally, our counselor has scheduled a series of 4 workshops for parents. These workshops are on the topic of child and adolescent mental health and are facilitated by MCBH. For the past 2 years, we have partnered with Brighter Bites. They provide our families and staff with fresh fruits and vegetables twice a month. And in addition, Brighter Bites offers lessons on healthy eating, which our teachers can implement in the classroom to promote nutrition and wellness. And to close our presentation, our students will perform a very special song. For years, it has been a tradition to sing the Sanchez song during or at the end of our morning assemblies. So to honor this tradition, we are pleased to present a group of our students who will perform this song to you, or for you. Let's give them a round of applause.
Awesome job, ladies.
Yeah, that was an awesome job. Let's give them another round of applause. Any questions?
Any questions, Ms. Gilpaz?
I don't have a question, but thank you very much. A thorough, good, great presentation. I've always thought that both of you make a great team there. I've been on your campus several times. Your parent involvement is phenomenal. I went to one of your events there. I think it was the Fall Fest or something. Couldn't even walk. There were so many people there, mainly parents. And so I'm sure that has to do with your personality and inviting them, as well as your teachers and your classified staff. So thank you for this information and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gilpaz. Any questions?
Yeah,
Mr.?
well, no question. Thank you for your information. About the Jesse Sanchez celebration, could you repeat the date?
It's February 7th at 8:30 a.m. So
Yeah,
yes, the
okay.
family's going to be here as well. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful assembly that we have. So hopefully some of you can attend.
Yeah, okay, thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
Where do you guys meet?
We can in the NPR. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Any questions, or comments, Mr. Ocampo?
I just want to thank the principal for his presentation and for all the hard work that he's doing. It was nice to see Jesse there, Jesse Sanchez, a good friend of mine. We both graduated from Alisal in 1971. We were Trojans, and then we both graduated from UC Santa Cruz in 1975. We were, God, what's the thing for UC Santa Cruz? It's the slugs. We were banana slugs for 4 years. Always fighting for social justice. He was a great guy. So I was just happy to see him. And again, just thank you for all the good work you're doing at Jesse Sanchez Elementary School.
Thank you, Mr. Ocampo. Hopefully you can join us, okay, on February 7th.
Hope so.
Thank you, Mr. Ocampo. I do have a question. Those 91 students that are doing great in the Lexile, are they fluent Spanish
Oh.
speaking?
No, so they're English learners, okay?
I mean, sorry,
Yes.
English learners, but are they fluent in Spanish?
Yes,
Like, is that
correct.
the only language, or is there other languages in the mix?
It's Spanish, okay,
Spanish
Spanish and
only?
English, yes. Okay. Yeah, so we invited them to the LPAC Academy as well. We really want them to get that for so we can reclassify them. And it's only the second diagnostic. They're gonna take diagnostic through, so that number, okay, we're hoping that number increases as well.
Well, let's keep it up. Good
Yes.
job, good work. And I do want to say thank you to the Rubio Foundation for
Yes.
donating those bikes and,
Yeah.
motivating the students to be at school every day. And do you guys see that the PBS activities motivate the students to achieve or succeed or do better in the daily school?
It motivates our students to follow the school expectations. It's and a lot of them, most of them, you remind them of those expectations. Be respectful, be responsible, be safe, and that's what we see. Whenever we see students following those expectations, that's when we praise them for that, and we do that also by giving those backpacks. So yes, once they hear that praise, it motivates them, and the events are just a reward, but the praise is what makes the difference.
And then we recently had the PBIS monthly event, a dance. We brought a DJ. Kids were having a blast. They were like, "Oh, we want to get that membership next month," and so on. So they're excited about those monthly events. And just going back to the Rubio Foundation as well, they do donate also a gift to all our students, for Christmas, a wrap gift. So that's every year. They've done it for the last couple of years. So we're very appreciative of them.
Yes, thank you very much. Will you guys keep up the good work?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anaya and Mr. Magdaleno.
Thank you.
So we'll be moving on to agenda number 3, which is public comment concerning items on the open session agenda and their non-agenda items. Guidelines, there will be a 2-minute limit for individuals and a 20-minute limit on total public comments. There is no ceding on one's time to other individuals. 3A, individuals wishing to address the Board of Trustees on open session agenda items and/or other items may do so at this time. And we'll do a start time of 6:18. We have if we have Gladys Gomez representing paraeducators. The topic is raise for paraeducators.
Yes. Good evening. I hope you're all doing well today. My name is Gladys Gomez. I'm a paraeducator 4 at Martin Luther King Academy. I'm here today to discuss an important topic, our current pay rate, and why it's essential for paraeducators to receive a raise. As a paraeducator, I see firsthand the positive impact our work has on the students we support. We provide individualized attention, assist with their learning, and often go above and beyond to ensure they get the best possible education. Despite the significant role we play in the success of these children, our pay does not reflect the dedication and hard work we put in every day. I've noticed that paraeducators at other schools in other districts doing the same job are compensated at a higher rate. This pay disparity makes it challenging to retain experienced, passionate staff who truly care about helping students here. A raise in our pay would not only demonstrate that our contributions are valued, but it would also help ensure that we remain competitive with other districts, making it easier to attract and keep skilled professionals. This would in turn allow us to continue providing the high quality support that our students deserve. I kindly ask you to consider the request we take and take the necessary steps to increase the pay for paraeducators. Doing so would greatly boost morale, strengthen our team, and ultimately benefit the students we care so deeply about. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Gladys. Next, we have Alma Loredo, representing BHC.
There, ya lo prendimos. Mi nombre es Alma Loredo. Soy una organizadora de padres con Building Healthy Communities y Padres Unidos. Y estoy aquí para hablar de la búsqueda del nuevo superintendente. Ha sido un proceso que hasta hoy no ha reflejado el involucramiento auténtico de padres y comunidad. Nuestro grupo estuvimos aquí para solicitar a la mesa un proceso de participación comunitaria de padres y no lo estamos viendo. El factor de hacerlo con la encuesta, que solo duró disponible una semana y que los padres experimentaron retos como limitando 50 letras y predisponiendo a los padres a elegir algunas características solamente, no se podía acceder a la encuesta desde el mensaje de texto y varios de los padres quedaron en espera de recibirla, ya que no les fue enviada. Y así puedo seguir nombrando los retos que los padres encontraron, pero esta tarde les pedimos con mucho respeto que ajusten el proceso y se involucre a los padres y la comunidad para escuchar su voz de una manera activa. Pedimos que sea un proceso comunitario y no solo interno, ya que eso nos limita a encontrar un líder que se ajuste a la necesidad actual que enfrenta en este momento Alizal. Los padres tienen un papel en este proceso de tomar la decisión. Y los invito a que esta tarde tomen ventaja de esta oportunidad y que involucren a los padres y la comunidad de una manera significativa. Así entonces comenzamos a poner en acción ese compromiso con escuelas comunitarias que nos va a permitir transformar de una manera positiva nuestro distrito a través de involucramiento auténtico y poder compartido. Quiero reconocer que no es algo cómodo, pero que realmente es necesario y es momento de abrazar nuestras diferencias y representar a una Alizal fuerte y una Alizal strong. Gracias.
Good afternoon, board members, Superintendent Koenig, and cabinet members. My name is Alma Loredo. I'm an organizer with, parent organizer with BHC, Padres Unidos, and I'm here this afternoon to bring to you an important topic for the parents of this district and the community. The search for the new superintendent has been a process that is not reflecting till today authentic involvement of parents and community. Our group was here asking that the board process that included more participation, community and parent participation. We are not seeing that. The factor that you're only doing a survey that only lasted a week and the parents had a problem. This is not enough to give their voice. The survey only limited 50 letters and it was predisposing parents to just select certain characteristics. You were not able to access the survey through a text message, and several of the parents were waiting to receive it because it was not sent to them. And that's one of some of the many challenges that parents encounter. We ask that please respect the process and include the parents and community to listen to their voice in an effective manner. We ask that the process be community and not just internal, because these limits our ability to find a leader that can adjust to the actual needs that our LSL is facing right now. Parents have a very important role in this process. But even if you take these decisions, the final impact, it comes to the kids and their families. This afternoon, I invite you to take advantage of this opportunity to involve parents and community in a significant manner. That's how we start setting in action this commitment in schools, community schools, that we're going to allow to transform the positive way this district involvement. And we can give the letter.
Thank you. Next, we have Lorena Mendoza, who's representing Frank Paul, and the topic is superintendent.
Good afternoon, Board, Board of Trustees, Superintendent, and LaSalle School District and the community. I'm here today regarding the superintendent of what the future superintendent position that we would like to see as parents. I would like to see in terms of professional development, which date is coming soon. So taking advantage of that, I feel that in terms of customer service, it's a very essential thing that many companies have put on the side. So I think it should be brought back. People, parents, and everybody should be should feel and be treated with respect and dignity. So customer service, comes a long way. There's not much time for that, but also regarding the outstanding students, we need to be supported and offer the IEP plan, I believe. Also regarding the student social emotional behavior, we do need more support on that for all staff, parents, and also the students, so that the students could focus with their teacher on what they need to do, meaning having all the resources available when it comes to learning and to meet the needs. Schools also should be open to all parents. Parents should be able to participate in like a simple festivity, like having things like Dia del Niños, but actually opening the doors to the parents so that the parents could actually be there and take pictures with their kids to participate, since we do want to create memories. And we also want to be able to eat with their students if possible. Why not? The students do their studies that show that in terms of education, especially, it's a very essential part of the child's development. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Norma Villalobos.
Buenas tardes, miembros de la mesa directiva, superintendente. Mi nombre es Norma Villalobos y soy un padre con VAC de Padres Unidos. Y quiero pedirles que las personas que ustedes elijan de superintendente se aseguren que haya, que haya psicólogos y consejeros para los niños, porque es muy importante para nosotros los padres. Muchas gracias y buenas tardes.
Good afternoon. My name is Norma Villalobos. I'm a mother with Padres Unidos, and I want to ask that the person that you select make sure that there's a psychologist and a counselor for children, because it's very important for us, the parents. Thank you very much and good afternoon.
Thank you. Next, we have I don't want to mispronounce this name, but I think it's Isadora Martinez. Teodora Martinez. Oh, perdón, Teodora.
Oh, está bien. Buenas tardes, señores de la mesa directiva. Mi nombre es Teodora Martínez. Soy una mamá de un estudiante de la Escuela Comunitaria Alizal. Soy parte de Padres Unidos. Y estoy aquí esta tarde para pedir de nuevo al superintendente que tome en cuenta a los padres, que que se les permita a los padres entrar en la escuela de nuestros hijos con libertad para estar un poco con ellos. Eso es muy importante para nosotros y para los niños también. También aparte quería hacer otro comentario de que cuando nosotros queremos hablar con la directora, el director de las escuelas, que si nos podrían hacer un poquito más de caso, porque siempre que tenemos alguna duda acerca de nuestros niños y queremos hablar con la directora o el director, siempre nos dicen en la oficina las secretarias que tenemos que hacer una cita. Y la cita nos las dan 2 o 3 días después de poder hablar con ellos. Bueno, les doy las gracias de antemano y espero que nos atiendan a nuestro pedido. Muchísimas gracias.
Good afternoon, members of the Board of Trustees. My name is Teodora Reyes, and I'm a mom of a student at the Alasal Community School. I am part of Padres Unidos, and this afternoon I'm here to ask the new superintendent take into consideration the parents and you allow them to enter the school and be with our children with liberty. That's very important for us. And also, sometimes when we talk to the principal, she doesn't respond really quickly. The secretary always tells us that they will call back and to make an appointment, and the appointment takes about 2 or 3 days. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Ana Diaz.
President, may I?
Yes.
Can we get the name of the parent so she can tell us what school? And can somebody follow up where she's not getting her appointment?
Yes.
And do we have her phone number?
La,
Buenas tardes, señores de la mesa directiva. Mi nombre es Ana Díaz. Soy mamá de un estudiante de la Escuela Comunitaria Alizal y soy parte del grupo Padres Unidos. Les quiero pedir que ustedes tengan en cuenta que el nuevo superintendente le dé importancia a las clases bilingües y que se comunique más con nosotros los papás cuando damos sugerencia. Regresen con las respuestas para nosotros. Así sabemos que sí nos han escuchado y van a tomar acción en lo que pedimos. Y otro comentario, quiero agregar que cada año mi hija ya va a salir en el 6º grado y cada año del LPAC voy y pido a la versión dual y no he tenido respuesta en esto. Ya son 6 años y nada de respuesta en la escuela de mi hija. Muchas gracias por su tiempo y esperamos nos escuchen.
Su papelito. No me lo haga bolita porque no huele. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Ana Diaz. I'm a mother of a student in Alasal Community School, and I'm part of Padres Unidos. I want to ask that you please take into consideration for the new superintendent to give importance to bilingual education and that they communicate more with the parents when we give suggestions and to come back with answers for us. That way we know we have been heard and that action will be taken in what we've been asking. Also, I wanted to add that we wanted more bilingual classes. Every year, my daughter wanted to get bilingual dual immersion classes, and she's going to be moving on from 6th grade, and nothing happened. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope you listen to us.
thank you. Next, we have Francisco Ramirez.
Buenas tardes, miembro de la mesa directiva. Mi nombre es Francisco Ramírez. Soy papá de estudiante de la escuela primaria Lizar y también soy papá de Padres Unidos. Estoy aquí para pedirle que el nuevo superintendente le dé importancia a la comida y nutrición. Queremos que le dé importancia. Nosotros tenemos lo mejor de vegetales y fruta aquí en Salina y nuestros hijos comen comidas congeladas. Le pedimos que nos escuchen y tomen en cuenta lo que queremos. Gracias, que tengan muy buenas noches.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. My name is Francisco Ramirez. I'm the parent of a student at Alosal Community School. I'm also a member of Padres Unidos. I'm here tonight to ask the new superintendent give importance to food and nutrition. We want that we want to have the best in vegetables. We have the best vegetables and fruits here in Salinas, and our children eat frozen food. We ask, please listen to us and take into consideration what we're asking. Thank you very much and good night.
Thank you. Next, we have Susana. I don't have a last name.
Awesome. Buenas noches, señores de la mesa directiva. Mi nombre es Susana Ramírez. Yo tengo un hijo en la escuela Alizar y también soy parte del grupo de Padres Unidos. Yo quiero pedir el nuevo líder del distrito que se preocupe porque haya intérpretes en varias lenguas, incluyendo mi dialecto, y que dé importancia a los niños de educación especial. Que haya más terapistas para nuestros niños y en personal, que ayuden. Por favor, pido que nos escuche. No es un lujo, es una necesidad, porque en el centro de San Andrea hay más terapistas y en la escuela no. Esperemos encontrar una solución. Gracias.
Good afternoon, members of the Board of Trustees. My name is Susana Ramirez. I have a child in the Alosal Community School, and I'm also a member of Padres Unidos. I want to ask that the new leader of the district be concerned about having interpreters in several several languages, including the language that these indigenous languages, and to give importance to children in special education so there are more therapists for our children and personnel that supports them. Please, I ask you to please listen to us. This is not a luxury, this is a necessity. In the San Andreas Center, there's therapists and at the school we have none. We hope to find a solution. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Maria Carmen Parra.
Buenas tardes, mesa directiva, superintendente Cani. Mi nombre es María Parra. Yo soy mamá y organizadora de padres de este distrito por ya varios años. Yo he sido parte de diferentes concilios escolares de mis escuelas de Alizal y también soy una organizadora directamente de nuestro distrito Alizal con BAC, Comité de Padres y otras organizaciones comunitarias. Mi comentario el día de hoy es para pedir que nuestra mesa directiva, que una de las prioridades que deben de ver en el nuevo superintendente es que los padres sean pieza clave para él o para ella, que vea que los padres son herramienta, inclusión y prosperidad, que este superintendente venga con ganas de colaborar con padres, que los haga partícipe de toma de decisiones, que empuje a directores a ver el involucramiento de padres como algo bueno, algo donde trae seguridad y educación, que le den la oportunidad de crecer a padres en su liderazgo. Habemos muchos padres que nos pudiéramos sentir orgullosos de ser parte de decisiones en la toma de las escuelas y nuestro distrito.
Cada padre que se construye se inspira hacia un cambio. Nuestras escuelas tienen una alta necesidad de diferentes familias y tener a un superintendente con misión y visión hacia los padres podríamos lograr hacer un gran avance. Así que pido de la manera más respetuosa que nuestra mesa directiva ponga como prioridad la voz y poder de los padres para que esta nueva contratación del nuevo superintendente como algo crítico y necesario. Que los estudiantes y padres sea para él o para ella un cimiento clave para una buena educación de nuestros estudiantes de Alizal. Gracias.
Good afternoon, Board of Trustees and Superintendent Koenig. My name is Maria Parra. I'm a mother and an organizer of parents in this district for several years. I have been part of different school councils in my schools, Alizal schools. I'm also an organizer in this district with BHC, Padres Unidos, and other organizations. My comment today is to ask our Board of Trustees that one of the priorities that you have to see that for the new superintendent is that the parents be a key piece for him or her to see in the parents tools, inclusion, and prosperity, that this superintendent comes with energy to collaborate with parents, to make them participate in decision-making, to push directors to see school involvement in parents like something good that brings security and education, to bring the opportunity to grow parents as leaders. There's a lot of parents that we could feel proud to be part of the decision-making in our schools and the district. Each parent that builds is something that inspires change. Our schools have high needs from different families, and to have a superintendent with mission and vision through these parents, we could achieve a lot. That's why I ask the most respectful way that our Board of Trustees sets as a high priority the voice and the power of the parents for this new hiring of the new superintendent. Something that should be critical and necessary, that students and parents be for him or her a strong basis, a key for the good education. Thank you, Maria Parra.
Thank you. And we've hit our 20-minute mark, but we're going to go ahead and allow these last 4 people to speak. So the next is Gladys Montejo.
Buenas tardes, mesa directiva. Mi nombre es Gladys Montejo, soy mamá de la escuela BRB. Fui miembro del concilio escolar de la misma escuela. Actualmente pertenezco al comité de PTO y también hago voluntariado para nuestra comunidad de Salinas. Con el respeto que se merecen, me dirijo a ustedes para hacer la siguiente petición. Una de las características que queremos ver en el nuevo superintendente que están por elegir, que conozca las necesidades de nuestra comunidad, que recorra las calles por donde nuestros niños caminan, para que observe las necesidades que existen también en nuestras escuelas, que tenga ese acercamiento con los padres de familia de nuestro distrito escolar Alizal, para que conozca sus necesidades, que sea bilingüe para que haya una mejor comunicación y entendimiento con ellos. Por lo tanto, hago el llamado a la siguiente petición que sea tomada en cuenta, para que dicha elección sea para el bien de nuestra comunidad del distrito Alizal. Porque esto ayudará a que nuestros niños y padres de familia del distrito Alizal se sientan seguros y con la seguridad y confianza que serán escuchados y tomados en cuenta. Muchas gracias.
Good afternoon. My name is Gladys Montejo. I'm mother of BRB. I was also a member of the school council of the same school, and right now I'm a member of the PTO. I also volunteer with our community in Salinas. With all due respect, I am addressing you to make the following petition, that one of the characteristics that we want to see in the new superintendent is to know the needs of our community, to walk the streets that our children walk, that so he or she could observe the needs that exist, to have that approachment with our parents and families, LSAL families, so they know the necessities to be bilingual, so there's a better way to communicate and understand. That's why I urge you to listen to this petition, to make sure that this petition is taken into consideration for the selection of this person for the good of our community. So this person can help our children and parents, and so this district can feel secure and trust that they will be listened to and and their opinions will be taken into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Azucena Barrios.
Good evening, Superintendent, Board of Trustees, and Cabinet. My name is Susana Barrios, lead organizer manager with Building Healthy Communities. And this evening, I am here to urge the district to reassess the timeline projected for the superintendent search and explore other alternatives to parents to be able to provide input. A superintendent plays a crucial role in the ecosystem of a district, and for the same reason, it is vital that families get an opportunity to share their input and play a role in the process of the search. In doing so, the process established should be in a way that works and is accessible to the families of the district. Holding a process that is only accessible to those families that know how to navigate technology is not equitable. Rather, adds to the barriers of having engagement from parents from the district. BHC had an opportunity to work alongside the Salinas Union High School District in the process for the new superintendent search, and we were able to engage both parents and students through the process. This was a very successful process as the parents and students had an opportunity to voice and participate in community forums with the consultants guiding the process. Both audiences had an opportunity to share input around what qualities and skills they would like to see in a superintendent, and they were offered both in Spanish and English. BHC would like to extend our support in engaging parents in the process who did not have an opportunity to participate. We would also like to meet with each of you to continue to hold space to further discuss input around the superintendent search. As one of the larger recipients of community schools, one of the 4 pillars includes family community school engagement, meaning involving families, teachers, and the community in the decision-making about a child's education. The search for a superintendent is a big decision and should ensure a process that works and is accessible for families of the district. We hope to collaborate together in this process. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, we have Blanca Miranda.
Good afternoon, board members, Superintendent Koenig, and community members. My name is Blanca Miranda. I have been a parent of LaSalle Union School District for the last 15 years, a community member, and past president for DLAC, DAC, Schools I Council, PTO, DPAC, RAC, SPAC, you name it. I've been everywhere. I echo the parents, community organizers, and para-educators on their petitions. With all due respect, I am before you to request to include us in the meetings, the community and meetings where we can help express what we would like to see for you to take in consideration when selecting the new superintendent. A position that will impact the future education of our children and the district itself. Parents have been expressing their interest to be part of this process and selecting the superintendent. You know better when it comes to credentials, but we know better what our children need. We see them day to day and firsthand. I also would like to see a very transparent process during this election. And I would like to thank you. I would like to express my my gratitude for the prompt facilitation that you took for immigration meetings. I think it was amazing. You know, it was great information to the community. And I would like you to extend that to our children. I know some children come to their parents and tell them they feel stressed about the same, and maybe we can do it at a different level in the school sites. I also would like to see, to take in consideration to having that parents meetings so we can express the qualities that we would like to see in the new superintendent. Finally, I would like to request for these meetings to start at 6 p.m. I see parents joining here or coming in after 6 p.m. because most of us work until 5:30 or so. And I think that will be great to be inclusive. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate your time, and I would like you to take this in consideration. Have a good night.
Thank you. And our last one is Gabriela Jimenez.
Hello, good evening. I'm a parent of a student at Virginia Rocker Barden. I'm here to express the deepest concern over the ongoing teacher turnover at VRB, for our English-only kinder class, and the negative impact that it's having on our children. My daughter is now on her sixth teacher, and is it evident that I'm so sorry. It is evident that the constant change of causing students to fall behind academically. I have become aware that there is a group of teachers currently assigned to a special project who could be reassigned to provide much needed stability in the classroom. However, instead of prioritizing our students' education, the teachers remain in the project while our children struggle without constant instructions. Our children deserve better. They need stable and qualified teachers to support their learning and ensure that they are do not continue to fall behind. I urge the board to take immediate action to address this issue, relocating resources and prioritizing our students who depend on the district for the qualified education. Kinder is the foundation of their education. I look forward to your response on how this matter will be addressed and finding a permanent teacher for our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you to everyone. Now we will move on to item agenda 3B. Sorry, the ending time for the public comments is 6:52. Okay, so we will move on to agenda item 3B, association comments. Are the LSL Teacher Association? Hello.
Good evening, board members and the cabinet and the people attending the meeting tonight. My name is Jaime Pastoriza on behalf of the executive board. So we got a couple of things that we need to mention tonight. The first one is the association is concerned and do not agree with the proposed interview timeline of candidate because it excludes the participation and the input from ATA, CSEA, and the parents. Past practice of this process has usually been inclusive of ATA, CSEA, and the parent participation. We also hear from some members that the space in the surveys was kind of a little bit short to provide an answer. On a different note, we want to take advantage of this evening to make a modification to our sunshine. We propose to open the Article 4 duty-free lunch. Thank you for your attention and to this matter, and good evening.
Thank you very much. The California School Employees Association.
Good evening, board members, cabinet, and community. CSEA also has a concern about the search of the new superintendent, the process. I know that at the end, the board will make the decision, but as far as I remember, everybody is part of the process to give input, like the parents, the community, ATA, and CSEA. And for the survey, we didn't we are allowed only to have 100 characters. So that is not enough for us to express what we are looking for or our concerns. So I hope the board take in consideration and include everyone to all the stakeholders to be a transparent process. And also, I think whoever is going to be the new superintendent will be fair for that person because everyone will be part of the process. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anybody from the chapter 577? Oh, sorry. United Substitute Teachers? No one? Okay. We will move to agenda item, board member and superintendent reports. No one? Mr. Koenig?
I just want to make sure everybody knows that on Monday, February 3rd at 11 a.m., the district is going to have the ribbon cutting for our new Barden, or not Barden, the Buckhorn Drive Early Childhood Education Center. And this has been a project that has been 10 years in the making, and it's finally here. I think we should all celebrate it. If you have time, please go to the corner of, go to 1081 Buckhorn. You can't miss it. It's beautiful. And observe as we cut the ribbon, and everyone can go in and see what a splendid early childhood center we're going to have. So please go if you've got time.
Thank you. Mr. Jimenez? No? Mr. Ocampo?
No, not at this time.
Okay. So we will move on to agenda item number 5, consent agenda. Approve, ratify contracts, MOUs, agreements, grants, proposals, conferences, workshops, field trips. Can I get actually 5A, approval and consent agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda, but I would like to pull item 5C, employment report, for a separate vote. So approve the agenda.
Okay.
And then a separate vote, because there's some comments that I have on the consent agenda. So just to pull that item, and then we'll vote on that one apart.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second, yeah.
So motion to make a separate vote
To pull?
to pull 5C from the agenda. So motion by Ms. Gilpas and second by Mr. Jimenez. Can I get a line vote?
Well, I have discussion for questions, comments.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Comments, questions, Ms.
Okay.
Gilpas?
Yes, thank you. I was looking over the warrants, and I know that I've learned as a board member that they teach us that the California School Board Association, that if you look at the warrants, all the money that the district spends, that sometimes that could be like micromanaging. So I usually don't look at that, but I had some extra time, and I was looking at some of the warrants, and please, I don't want this to be taken wrong at all, but I noticed that the district, we spend a lot of money on food. You know, we spend a lot of money in providing lunch for our employees. I don't know, is that just admin? Is that just, I mean, does everybody get a paid lunch when they have a meeting in the district? And the reason I'm bringing that up is because we had one PLC for principals, and I love principals, on the 20th of November, and the price there for the lunch was almost $800. So I don't know who goes to these meetings or what they're eating, but that's like $63 per principal. That's a lot. I think that's a lot. I don't know And I'm thinking that it was just for that one meeting. So I think that, I'm not saying that principals don't eat, shouldn't eat, or anybody else, or even board members, because we also get a dinner that's waiting for us, but we have our limit. We can't go over a certain amount, you know, I'm sure $63 is way out of the question, just something to watch out for. I think that we shouldn't, I mean, what does having lunch have to do with the goals and goals and objectives of the federal grants that maybe even pay for the lunch? So I don't know. I don't know if on the contracts for admin, they, it says that they get a lunch every time there's a meeting. I don't know. I'm just saying, I think we need to look at it because there's a lot. There's a lot of food there. That's probably why they tell us not to read that too much, because we find little things like that. But I think it's important. It's federal money. It's taxpayer money. So we have to kind of watch that a little bit, I think. I don't know about the rest of the board members. And then also, we had the SARC here on the consent agenda for LSL Community School. And it did say there that they have only one non-credentialed teacher at that school. Is that so, Mr. Duran? The way I understood it? Oh, okay, thank you. So I guess my question was gonna be, on the average, how many uncredentialed teachers do the school sites have? Is there an average, or it just depends?
It just depends on the school, but I can get you that information specifically by the district and by the school site.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. And then one last thought on there. Also, there's the science camps, and we have volunteers, and the districts paid $2,200 for the TB test for the volunteers, I guess because they spend the night and you have to do that. Now, is that what all volunteers, do they get their TB test paid for and reimbursed?
No, I
Or
don't,
how's that fair? That I'm gonna go on a field trip and you're gonna pay for my TB test, but I wanna go maybe volunteer in the classroom or do something like that, and I have to pay for my own TB test. So my question, because I don't know, is what's the guideline there? Who does and who doesn't?
we'll provide you more information on whose TB test is paid for and whose isn't and why.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I better stop asking questions. That's it. Thank you.
Sorry. Any comments, questions, Mr. Jimenez? Comments, questions, Mr. Ocampo?
No comments, questions, no.
So can we get a line vote excluding 5C?
Board Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Board Clerk Perez,
Yes.
Trustee Gilpus Barrera,
Yes.
Trustee Jimenez.
Yes.
4-0.
So we have 4-0. So moving on to 5C, employment report, January 29th, 2025. Can I get a motion? Motion by Mr. Jimenez. Can I get a second? Ms. Gilpas, second. Mr. Ocampo?
Yes, I'm sorry?
Can I have a second for 5C, employment report, January 29th, 2025?
I'll second that.
Okay, second by Mr. Ocampo. Comments, questions? Okay. Okay, can I get a line vote?
Board Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Board Clerk Perez,
Yes.
Trustee Jimenez. 3-0.
So we have 3-0. with one abstaining and one absent. Okay, moving on to agenda item number 6, human resources. And we'll go to 6A, action item, request for new position, paraeducator. Is that?
Second.
So motion by Ms. Gilpa, second by Mr. Jimenez. Comments, questions? No comments, questions? Okay, can we get a line vote?
Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Clerk Pettis,
Yes.
Trustee Gilpus Barrera, Trustee Jimenez.
Yes.
So we have 4-0. Moving on to 6B, action item, request for new position, nutrition services trainer lead. Can I get a motion? Ms. Gilpas, a second.
Second.
Mr. Jimenez, a second. Comments, questions? No? Can we get a line vote?
Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Clerk Pettis,
Yes.
Trustee Gilpus Barrera, Trustee Jimenez.
Yes.
4-0.
We have 4-0. Moving on to item 6C. Initial sunshine proposal from the Alisal Union School District to the California School Employees Association, CSEA, Chapter 577 for the 2024-2025 school year. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion.
Mr. Jimenez, motion. Ms. Gilpas, second. Comments, questions? No comments, questions? Can I get a line vote?
Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Clerk Pettis,
Yes.
Trustee Gilpus Barrera, Trustee Jimenez.
Yes.
4-0.
We have 4-0. Moving on to 6D, public hearing, Alisal Teachers Association, ATA, initial sunshine proposal for the 2024-2025 school year. It's opened at 7:07. Closing at 7:07. Moving on to 6E, action item, side letter of agreement between Alisal Union School District and California School Employees Association, Chapter 577, and in recognition of National Day of Mourning for President Jim Carter, January 9th, 2025. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Jimenez, a second. Second by Ms. Gilpas. Comments, questions? No comments, questions. Can I get a line vote?
Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Clerk Pettis,
Yes.
Trustee Gilpus Barrera, Trustee Jimenez.
Yes.
We have 4-0. Moving on to item 6F, revised job description, information specialist.
I make a motion.
Can I get a motion, Mr. Jimenez? Second. Second by Ms. Gilpas. Comments, questions? No? Can I get a line vote?
Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Clerk Pettis,
Yes.
Trustee Gilpus Barrera, Trustee Jimenez.
Yes.
We have 4-0. Moving on to agenda item number 7, administrative services. 7A, action item. Excuse me, board to consider and potentially adopt changes to the process for the selection of a new superintendent. Can I get a motion? Ms. Gilpas, motion. Can I get a second?
Yeah, staff has nothing to report on this item. We recommend you proceed to item 7B.
Okay. So moving on to
From a procedural standpoint, historically, the board has taken a motion and a second in order to initiate comment and questions. It would have been the same if I had been recognized prior to the vote. In this case, there's nothing for the board to vote on because staff is not presenting any recommended changes to the process. And since there's no recommended changes, there would be nothing for the board to adopt.
Okay.
Okay, clarified. Moving on to 7B, action item, revised board policies, administrative regulations, exhibits, series 4000, personnel, BP, AR 4030, BP 4033, BP AR 4119, et cetera, et cetera. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Jimenez, second by Ms. Gilpas. Comments, questions? No comments, questions? Can I get a line vote?
Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Clerk Pettis,
Yes.
Trustee Gilpus Pereira, Trustee Jimenez.
Yes.
We have 4-0. Moving on to 7C, action item, adopt new board policies, administrative regulations, series 4000, personnel. We have AR/E 4119, .12, AR/E 4219.12, and AR/E 4319.12. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Jimenez. Can I get a second? Second by Ms. Gilpas. Any comments, questions? No comments, questions. Can I get a line vote?
Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Clerk Pettis,
Yes.
Trustee Gilpus Pereira, Trustee Jimenez.
Yes.
We have a vote of 4-0. Moving on to item 7D. First read, it's just information, revised board policies, series 2000, administration, BP 2121, BP 2140, and BP 2210. So moving on to 7E, action item, resolution number 2425-14, designation, the Alisal Union School District and how do you pronounce that?
Havens.
Havens School District. Can I get a motion? Motion by Ms.
Second.
Gilpas, second by Mr. Jimenez. Comments, questions? No comments, questions. Can I get a line vote?
Vice President Ocampo,
Yes.
Clerk Pettis,
Yes.
Trustee Gilpus Pereira, Trustee Jimenez.
Yes.
So we have a vote of 4-0.
Poquito.
Moving on to agenda item 8, future agenda items. We have 8A, school site presentation by Principal Miguel Porras, Frank Paul Elementary School, February 19th. And 8B, presentation, Deputy Superintendent Monica Anzo, mid-year review of LCAP, February 19th, 2025. Moving on to agenda item 9, future meeting dates. We have February 5th, 9B, February 13th, 9C, February 14th, 9D, February 19th, and 9E, March 12th. These are all in 2025. moving on to agenda item 10, public comments, closed session agenda items only. Guidelines, there will be a 2-minute limit for individuals and a 20-minute limit on total public comments. There is no seating on one's time to other individuals. 10A, individuals wishing to address the Board of Trustees on closed session agenda items may do so at this time. We have a starting time of 7:15. And we have an ending time of 7:15. We'll go to 10B. Right?
Adjourn.
Okay, I apologize. So 10A, adjourn to closed session at 7:15 as well. So 10B, we'll be taking a 10-minute break. And after that, we'll do the closed session beginning promptly at 7:25.
Let's see, which, I'm not sure, which link?
Mr. Ocampo, you're on the wrong link. This is the board meeting link.
Oh, I'm in the board meeting link, looks
You
like.
want to probably close this one out and then click on the link.
Okay, so I need to go back to my email, is that what you're saying, or?
Mr. Ocampo, close out the Zoom completely so you can restart over again.
Okay, close it out completely? Okay, let me see if I know how to close this thing out. I'm not. How do you close out this thing? Oh my god. Yeah. Well, let me see if I think I closed. Oh, hold on. Let me just close this.
You could
This-
close out through on the bottom right corner, there's a little X mark.
In the bottom right corner, there's an X mark.
Yeah, so you close out.
I don't. I see a leave. Maybe the go on to leave, right? Oh,
Yes.
leave leave webinar. Okay, hold on.
I recommend you close out the whole program though.
Are we live? Okay, so, time reconvened is 8:49. There's nothing to report, and the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.